Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here in the back room at Norman's Rare Guitars, and welcome back to another episode of Guitar of the Day. Yeah, I know, they blew it again.
Go Golden State.
Oh, shut up, you don't care.
I do, I love
Just
it.
being a pain in my ass. Alright, hopefully, I love a good comeback. Let's see if they can do 4 in a row. If I was a betting man, I would probably bet against that happening. But I'm still a fan, so I'm not going to bet on it, and I'm going to still leave some hope in there. There were signs of hope last night.
Oh, so close.
You don't close off the game on an 11-0 run, though. But hey, anyway, back to guitars. Let's see, 330 from yesterday. That red one, gone. The fretless P-Bass from last Thumpin' Thursday, that's gone as well. I'd like to think my flawless fretless bass technique had something to do with the sale of that bass. Sometimes they just sell themselves. It is Thumpin' Thursday, though. I'm really excited about today's bass. I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. We've done a lot of Gibson basses. We've gotten through almost every model Gibson bass that they've done. Been really waiting for one of these because it's my favorite. Come on back. See what you got for Thumpin' Thursday this week. This guy's from 1965. Yeah, an original Gibson Thunderbird II in original Sunburst finish. Oh yeah.
Yes.
God, I love these basses. And this one I will be pretty careful with back here because it is probably the longest bass in the history of bass guitars. And this one does have one feature that we like to see on these Thunderbirds. A headstock that hasn't been repaired. Due to the shape and size of these things, you know, people want to go lay it up against the thing and they fall down. A lot of these are broken headstock guitars. Let's talk about the Thunderbird and the Firebird. They're both designed by the same guy. These came out in '63. A guy named Ray Dietrich, Gibson enlisted to design some models for him. And Ray kind of came from the automotive industry, designed some cool car stuff. They wanted to bring him in, try and get in some kind of automotive inspired cool futuristic designs. This is what he came back with: Firebird guitar and the Thunderbird bass. Firebirds, you will see the Firebird 1, Firebird 3, Firebird 5, and Firebird 7. 1 having 1 pickup, 3 2 pickups, short maestro, binding, 5 2 pickups, long maestro, binding, and trapezoids. 7 3 pickups, ebony board, gold parts, kind of like the custom appointments. Then the Thunderbirds, you have the Thunderbird 2 and the Thunderbird 4. Thunderbird 2 has 1 pickup, not 2, so that's confusing. And then the Thunderbird 4 has 2 pickups, not 2. Go figure. But hey, I just tell you the information. I don't make this shit up. So this is a Thunderbird 2 reverse body. This is the first version here. This is what we call the reverse body. You'll see these from 63 up into 65. Once you get into the 65s towards the end, they change up the design a little bit. They go to the non-reverse body, which basically just looks like this if you put pickups on it. Horn moved up to the top. Basically took the offset body, flipped it 180 degrees. So this is the earlier, more desirable version. No binding on the neck, simple dot inlays. We have just the one chrome covered Gibson pickup, volume and tone. Fantastic. All you need. Lots and lots of rock and roll records on these basses here. Nicky Sixx, Lemmy, John Entwistle. God, there's a lot of people that played. Jackie Fox from the Runaways. I posted a great picture of her in like crazy bell bottoms playing hers on Instagram earlier today. Skinnerd. I mean, this is kind of like, you have the P bass and the jazz bass. You have the Rick 4001 bass. And as far as I'm concerned, you have the Thunderbird. That's kind of the top 4 basses for me personally. I really love these things. The other cool thing on these are neck through design. So from the tip of this headstock here all the way to where the strap button is, this is all solid. I think it's a 7-piece. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. Then these wings get glued on to the body. But this whole thing right here is all one big piece. So there's no set neck joint, there's no bolt-on neck, there's no any other construction. This is one of the only Gibson guitars that does a straight neck through body design. Really, really cool. Can't wait to plug this into the SVT. We'll hit it with the pick, we'll do the fingers, See what kind of rock and roll sounds this guy makes. All right, we're out front. We have the 1965 Gibson Thunderbird II Bass. Original Sunburst finish. Going through the Ampeg SVT rig today. The 810 cabinet. All EQs at noon. Everything in the world will be reverberating once we start playing this. Let's start with the fingers. We'll put it through the paces here. Let's switch to a pick here. Let's hit this thing a little bit harder. See how it reacts when we lay in a little bit here. Have it. 1965 original Thunderbird II Bass. Original Sunburst finish, single pickup, unbound rosewood board. The only issue really with this bass is somebody took the truss rod cover off of it at some point and lost it. So I don't have the original truss rod cover. Bass is original otherwise. Really great shape with the original case. There's your Thumpin' Thursday for this week. Follow me on Instagram at Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. And check this and the rest of these guitars out online at normansrareguitars.com. We will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Guitar of the Day. It's Flat Top Friday. We'll see you then. Peace.